socks, books, a blanket to support your knees if you know you have, any sort of knee injury. And then I'm going to have you meet me on your mat in a nice easy seat. Sitting in easy seat, adjust your sits bones if you need to. You want your spine to be nice and tall. And together we're going to start this practice with 3 collective breaths. Inhaling through that nose. And exhaling through that mouth. Inhaling through that nose. One more breath here. And exhale. I'll invite you to bring your hand to your heart or keep them where they are if that feels better for you. And I'm going to set an intention for my practice today. If it resonates with you, I'm going to invite you to take it as well. Or if you have a different intention, maybe an intention for your day, this weekend, whatever that looks like for you. My intention for today is I am grounded. So throughout this practice, I'm going to remind myself I'm in this present moment. I am grounded here. From here, we're going to go into shoulder shrugs. So lifting those shoulders up to those ears, inhaling here, and then exhale, dropping those shoulders down. Inhaling, shrugging those shoulders up. And exhale, dropping those shoulders down. One more time here, inhaling, lifting up those shoulders, and then exhale, dropping those shoulders down. We're going to do some mini neck rolls. We're not going to do a full circle unless that feels good for you, but we're going to just do smileys. So you're going to use your chin to draw a smiley right through your collarbone. So bringing your chin to your right shoulder, to the center, chin to chest, and then up to your left shoulder. And then just taking a moment here, finding what feels good in your neck. Maybe you want to go a little bit faster. Just taking a moment to feel what feels good for you and what your body needs today. Then inhaling if you need to, maybe guiding your neck back up into neutral. Taking a moment here. We're going to go into a seated twist, so bringing your left arm to your right knee and that right arm back. If it's too much for you to touch the floor, you have short arms like me, you can grab a block and bring it to behind you, and then just place your right hand on that block. Inhaling, you're going to lengthen your spine, and then exhale, trying to find a gaze past your shoulder. If that doesn't feel good in your neck, just keep your gaze towards the side. Inhaling, lengthening that spine, nice long neck and spine together. And exhale, bringing your belly button to your core, to your sacrum. One more breath in here. And exhale, maybe if you can, try and sink a little bit deeper, using your breath to sink deeper into that twist, not forcing your body to do something it doesn't want to. And then inhaling, coming back into neutral. Maybe shake it out if you need to, and then we're going to switch sides. So bringing that right arm to that left knee, that left arm back, adjusting your block again if you need to, bringing the floor to you whenever it's possible. Left hand on that floor or block, then inhaling, lengthening that spine nice and tall. Imagine a string pulling from the top of your head, and then exhale, bringing that belly button to your sacrum. Inhaling in this moment, feeling how your sits bones are grounding through the mat. Following through with that mantra or intention, if that feels good for you. Again, I am grounded. One more inhale in here. And exhale. Inhaling, coming back into neutral. From here, we're going to go into a side body stretch, so grabbing your block again if you need to. Again, I have shorter arms. Sometimes the block feels better on the mat, or you don't need a block. Placing your right arm on the right side of your mat and inhaling, lifting your left arm up over to your left ear. Inhaling, finding length in that left side body. Feel that stretch. Use that block again. Maybe adjust your position if you need to. Finding what feels good in your body. One more inhale in here. And exhale. Inhaling, cartwheeling that left arm down into neutral. And then we're going to switch sides, so stretching that left side body, so moving that block if you need to, or just using the mat. Inhaling, you're going to lift that right arm up to that right ear. Finding length in that right side body. If it's ever too much, you can always move your arm if you need to. Inhaling one more time. Feeling that stretch a little bit deeper. And exhaling, bringing that belly button to your sacrum. Inhaling, coming back into neutral. Maybe shake it out if you need to. From here, I'm going to have you meet me in tabletop position. So grabbing that blanket if you need to. You can put it under your knees if your mat doesn't have enough support, or you don't need to use the blanket. It's totally up to you. So bringing your knees right underneath your hips, creating that 90-degree angle, and then your hands are right beneath your shoulder. So sometimes you have the tendency to lean too far forward or kind of lean too far back. So we should be able to place a glass on your spine. Taking a nice focused breath in here, maybe checking in with your intention again. You are grounded. Feel the pressure, splaying out your fingertips, evening out the weight on your fingertips. And then when you're ready, we're going to go into a cat-cow. So on that inhale, we're going to arch that spine, drop that chin to chest into cat. Feel your hands push through that mat. You're pushing yourself up. And then exhale, pushing that tailbone back, that gaze up in neutral. Again, pushing through the mat. Inhaling cat, chin to chest. Pushing away, pushing those shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, cow. And then from here, taking a moment in your body. So maybe you want to move through this a little bit faster. Maybe take a minute to stay in a position a little bit longer. So listening to what your body wants, this is yogi's choice. So just taking a moment to find some movement. Maybe you even want to just move your spine. And I'm going to move a little bit slower. Create some heat. Get that blood flowing. And then when you're ready, inhaling, coming back into neutral, back into that neutral tabletop position. We're going to go into some wrist stretches. If this doesn't feel good for your wrists, you could stay exactly where you are, or maybe even come into some fists if that's the pressure in your wrist is too much. But I'm going to invite you, if you can, maybe find a 90-degree angle with your hands. If you can go all the way back, maybe that feels good for you. And just taking a moment, we're going to make small, slow circles. Going counterclockwise, and if it ever feels too much, just move your hands back. You're still going to find a stretch. You're still going to find some movement, some fluidity. Adjusting as you go, feeling you and your body, listening to what it's telling you. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch sides. So if you're going clockwise, go counterclockwise, vice versa. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back into neutral. So bringing your fingertips back to the short part of your mat, coming back into tabletop, checking with your posture. And from here, we're going to thread the needle. So on your inhale, you're going to lift that right arm up. You're going to open up that chest. And then on that exhale, you're going to thread your right arm behind your left arm and bring your head down to the mat. Your left arm, you can keep it flat if you want to reach towards the top of your mat. You want to have more pressure, have some more support. Checking with your hips. You don't want your hips to lean to one side or the other. You want to keep them straight. You should be able to put something at the top. Taking a moment here, inhaling. Feeling lengthening in your spine. And exhale, maybe set a little bit deeper into your mat. One more breath here. And exhale. Inhaling, coming back into tabletop position. Maybe shake it out if you need to. And then we're going to switch sides. So inhaling, lifting that left arm up, opening up that chest, sending lots of love in. And then exhale, dropping your left arm behind your right. Head to the mat. So again, find what feels good for this right arm. So if you want to reach forward, if that feels better, kind of find a position, or even just keep it right next to your head with your elbow bent. Again, checking in with your hips. You don't want to sink to one side or the other, just staying exactly at a neutral position. One more breath in here. And exhale. Inhaling, coming back into tabletop position. Meeting me here. We're going to step back into plank. So if you can't do a plank, you could stay on your knees, maybe grab that blanket at this point if your knees are starting to feel tired. So stepping back, if you want to use your knees again, you want to come up into plank. And we're going to take a moment, we're going to create some heat, dropping down whenever you need to, or staying exactly where you are. And then when you're ready, exhaling nice and slow down to your belly. Inhaling cobra, having those hands right underneath your shoulder blades, drawing your shoulder blades back, and your heart is open. Taking a breath in here. And then on your exhale, we're going to curl those toes under, and you're going to meet me in downward facing dog. Checking in with your body here. Feel your hands grounded through your mat, checking back in with that intention. Your neck should be loose, so maybe shake your head yes or no. Dropping that head away from those shoulders. Maybe taking a moment to walk yourself here. You're going to walk the dog. Maybe wag the dog's tail. Finding some movement that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, this is your choice. So walking your hands to feet, feet to hands, or maybe you can jump, meeting me in forward fold. If you need to, grab that block to bring the floor to you, or you can bring your hands to the mat and bending those knees. Inhaling, we're going to come into halfway lift, so bringing your hands to your shins, your knees, keeping that flat back, neck in line with your spine, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. From here, we're going to go into an extended mountain pose, meaning when you're on that inhale, we're going to swoop those arms up if you can, maybe roll up from your spine, whatever feels good for you, nice and slow, be careful not to get dizzy. Inhaling those arms up, finding a gaze up towards your fingertips if you can, and then exhaling, Tadasana mountain pose. Your feet are hip distance apart. Taking a nice breath in here. Feel yourself, how you feel grounded in your mat. Checking in with your body. How's it feeling? Does it need any extra support in a movement? And then from here, we're going to go into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So stepping your left foot back. We're standing at the top of your mat as well. Stepping that left foot back. You're going to line up your heels if you can, or maybe the arch of your left foot with the top of your right. And then you're going to find a bend in your right knee. This knee should be over your heel, and then everything should be in a straight line. So you don't want your knee to go too far forward, too far back. You want it to be just right. And then on that inhale, we're going to bring those arms up if you can. If this is too much, you can keep your hands on your hips. Inhaling those arms up. Warrior 2. You can find a position for your neck that feels good as well. So maybe you want to keep your neck neutral. You want to look forward, or maybe you want to look back. Finding whatever feels good for you. Inhaling, lengthening your spine. And exhaling, dropping those shoulders away from your ears. We have the tendency to scrunch up. One more big breath in here. And exhale. Bringing that right palm up, we're going to go into peaceful warrior. So dropping that left arm to that left leg and that right arm over that right ear. Inhaling, finding length in that right side body. And exhaling, still engaging your core here. You can bring your belly button to your sacrum. Sometimes it's good to check in with your knee here as well. One more breath in here. And exhale. Inhaling, coming back into warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. And then we're going to drop into extended side angle. So bringing your right forearm to your right knee and that left arm over that left ear. If this is becoming too much for you, you can always drop your arm to the back of your spine, so onto your sacrum. Being careful here not to, you don't want to slouch, you want to keep that chest open. Feel the power of your feet grounded out through the floor. Using your legs, you're strong. One more breath in here. And exhale. From here, we're going to go into runner's lunge. So this is a great position to grab those blocks if you need to. So moving, shifting a little forward, or your hands to the mat. Inhaling, you're going to lengthen your spine and lift that chest up. Or again, grab those blocks or books, whatever support that you have for you. If this is too much, drop down to a low lunge. You can keep your knee down to the floor. So finding again what fits you. Taking a nice big inhale in here. Filling up that chest with air. And then exhale. Inhaling one more time. And exhale. Moving those blocks if you have them. Bringing those hands down to your mat. Coming into a plank pose. So stepping that right foot back. Or dropping down to your knees. Yogi's choice, your body. Taking a moment to generate that heat. And then we're going to exhale down to your belly, nice and slow. Inhaling cobra. Drawing those shoulders back. And then we're going to curl those toes under. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a moment here. Finding some movement in that neck if you need to. And then when you're ready, hands to feet, feet to hands. And then inhaling, maybe one vertebrae up at a time. Nice and slow. We're going to switch sides. So excuse me, Virabhadrasana 2 on the left side. So stepping that right foot back. Checking in with your heels again here. What feels good for you. Finding that bend in that left knee. Knee directly over heel in line with toes. And then inhaling those arms up. Exhale, drop those shoulders away from the ears. And then where does your head feel comfortable in this position? Are you noticing any tightness? Anything uncomfortable? Inhaling one more time, lengthening that spine. And exhale, bringing that belly button to sacrum. Switching that left arm, left palm up towards the sky. And on your exhale, we're going to drop into peaceful warrior, right arm, right leg, left arm to that left ear. Feel how strong your legs are in this moment. You are a warrior. You are grounded in this practice today. And then inhaling, coming back into Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. And then exhale, extended side angle, that left forearm to that left knee and that right arm over that right ear. Or again, maybe this side's a little tighter than the other, so you just have to bring that arm to your sacrum or your hip. Keeping that chest open, don't want to fall too forward. You want to keep that chest open, sending lots of love in and lots of love out. And then when you're ready, we're going to go back into that runner's lunge. So grabbing those blocks if you need to, or if you have long arms, maybe your arms touch the mat better than mine. So bringing those blocks to either side of your left foot, dropping down to your knee if you need to. Inhaling, lengthening your spine here, finding a gaze forward and neutral. And exhale. One more breath in here. And exhale. Moving those blocks again. We're keeping your hands on either side of your foot. We're going to step that left foot back. From here, we're going to lower down to our belly. And instead of cobra, we're going to go into a sphinx pose. So sphinx, you're going to bring your elbow under your shoulders instead, displaying your fingertips at the short part of your mat. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can just drop your head to the mat for a moment here if that feels like it's too much pressure on your back. Taking a nice big inhale in here, opening up that chest, engaging your legs. Exhale, dropping that forehead to your mat. Inhaling one more time into Sphinx. Opening up that chest. And then exhale, dropping that forehead to your mat. From here, I'm going to have you roll over onto your back. So if this feels uncomfortable for you, maybe grab that blanket. Use the supports that are available to you. We're going to be here in constructive rests. So your feet are planted onto the mat still, they're still grounded, and your knees are up towards the ceiling. Taking a moment here, bringing your hands to your heart, maybe your hands to your belly, or you can bring both to belly, both to heart. And I just want you to take a moment to check in with yourself. How are you feeling in this moment? Feeling your heart, all the hard work you've just done. And then from here, we're going to go into a supine pigeon. So bringing that left leg up, right leg up, my apologies. Right leg up, and you're going to bring that right ankle to the top of your left knee. You can stay here if it becomes too much for you. You can come back into this pose. You can still find a stretch if you just put some pressure on your right knee, or you can grasp your hands behind your left thigh and bring it towards your chest. Again, if this feels too much for you, you know your body best. You're still going to find a stretch if your leg is on the mat. Taking a nice big inhale in here. And exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Dropping that left leg to the mat. Bringing that right leg to meet your left, and we're going to switch sides. So lifting that left leg up now. Bringing that left ankle to that right knee, the top of your right knee. And then again, staying here, just putting pressure, you're still going to have a stretch. Or grasping your hands behind your right thigh. And then bringing it to your chest. Inhaling here. Still finding length in that spine. And exhale, dropping the shoulders to your mat. One more breath here. Inhaling through that nose. And exhaling through that mouth. From here, we're going to drop that right leg and that left. And as we begin to wrap up this practice, you can meet me in Shavasana, corpse pose, so you could drop your legs down, maybe grab that blanket to cover yourself up, or you could put the blankets underneath your knees, or you could go in child's pose if laying flat on your back doesn't feel good for you and your body. Child's pose looks like this. So if you just bring either of your knees on either side of your mat and then just drop your chest forward. So finding what feels good for you. Today I'm going to lay on my back. Or you could stay in constructive rest as well if you just need your knees up. I'm going to invite you to find a soft gaze or even close your eyes if that's in your practice and you feel safe to do so. Checking in with your body. Once more, how's it feeling? Checking in with your feet, is there any tension in your toes? Maybe move those feet around. And then on your exhale, if there's tension there, I'm going to invite you to let it go. Checking in with your legs, your hips. Is there any discomfort, any tension, any tightness? And on that inhale, we're going to send lots of love in. And then exhale, invite your body to let go any of the tension in your hips or your legs. Bring awareness to your belly, your chest. Is there any tightness? Is there any tension? And on your next exhale, I'm going to invite you to let it go. Checking in with your neck, your head, your forehead, your jaw. Are you clenching your jaw? Are you scrunching your forehead? And on your next exhale, I'm going to invite you to let it go. Finding the natural rhythm of your breath. Just taking notice. Without any judgment. And if your mind begins to wander here, imagine your thoughts like a river, just flowing through, not labeling anything good or bad, just letting them be exactly what they are, thoughts. And then when you're ready, maybe find some slow movement in your hands, in your feet, maybe some small circles, finding a soft gaze or opening your eyes. Maybe you feel more grounded into your mat. And as I seal this practice, I'm going to invite you to come back into an easy seat. So taking it nice and slow, rolling over to your side, lifting yourself up, being careful not to get dizzy. And if it's in your practice, maybe bringing your hands to heart center, maybe prayer pose to your third eye, whatever you feel called to do today. Thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart for joining me in this practice. May we have peace, prosperity. May we have health and happiness. Thank you again so much for joining me today. Thank your body for showing up today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend.